Welcome to my wood shop. It is in a 25 by 25 two-car garage. I've been here almost a year now. Been putting off doing a shop video tour until I got everything set up and organized, but that's never really happened. Everything's just still kind of cluttered about, unorganized. Well, unorganized for my taste anyway. So I figure this is about as good as it's going to get. I'll start off my tour at this end of the shop. I have my Progress stroke sander, probably my second favorite machine in the shop. It is used to finish sand solid wood and veneered components and does an excellent job. I have a few rocking chair parts up there. You use that hand block there to apply pressure to the workpiece while you move the table in and out, and it just puts a great finish on your parts. I have a little jig or fixture. It'd be a fixture I built here to use the top sanding belt as an edge sander. I throw it up there every once in a while. Next, I have my first Grizzly dust collector that services the stroke sander, pin router, and table saw. Let me back up here, and this is my pin router. I did a separate video on this guy if anybody's interested in seeing it in action. It's a really nice machine. I think I paid less for this pin router than I did all of my hand routers, which is surprising because it weighs, close to a ton. Next up, I have my, probably one of my last imports to get rid of. It's my drill press, 1 horsepower. Not a bad machine, but it is what it is. Next over, I have my new Dual 48-inch belt 12-inch disc sander. Next machine I'm going to rebuild. I think I picked that up yesterday. No worse for wear. Here's my sharpening station, or my sharpening area. I do my sharpening, light metal work here, deburring and whatnot. This is my grinder I use for sharpening lathe chisels. Has a jig from, I think, Woodcraft. One Way produces it. Above the bench, I have miscellaneous storage, a couple buffers. Not milk, glue, don't drink. Put the note on there just in case. Still haven't built doors for my cabinetry yet, but I'm getting to it. A couple base cabinets I salvaged from work. Hobbled together some drawers for it. I have a pull-out with all of my lathe chisels right next to the lathe. Another pull-out here with miscellaneous sharpening supplies. Couple water stones, couple oil stones. I have an 800 and a 1200 water stone that puts a really nice edge on all my chisels. You don't really need more than that, in my opinion. Next up is my blacksmith's post drill. Found this guy buried in about 8 inches of mud in a barn. Fun little rebuild project. Everything works nicely. You turn this crank here by hand, and it has this cam here that actuates in advance, so it's a self-feeding unit. It's kind of neat. Used it once or twice just as a novelty to drill a hole. Most of the part it just hangs there on the wall and looks cool. Next over, I have my Oliver 20B pattern maker's lathe. It has a 60-inch capacity between centers, 20-inch swing. Got it decently well tooled up. I found it in the field and it didn't come with much. There's all my bowls to be. Some maple, box elder, walnut, miscellaneous pine. There's my adapter I got from Best Tool Works. Goes from 1 7/8 by 6 TPI to 1 1/4 8 TPI. And that threads into another adapter that came with this 4-jaw scroll chuck. Nice little fella. Couple more bowls in process. Here's my compound. I find it handy about 10% of the time. The rest of the time it's just something to catch my elbow on when I'm turning bowls or spindles. Really good for roughing out a quick spindle though. Here's the tailstock. I really like how smooth this thing works. Give it a spin. Got about an 8-inch, 9-inch throw. Next up we have my Oliver 173 scroll saw. It's got a 36-inch throat. Recently rebuilt this guy and it works very well. Huge machine, way bigger than I need. Replaced, well, hasn't quite replaced yet, has replaced my little Dremel 16-inch scroll saw. Sits under there now. On the wall I have my clamp rack, which is just 2x4s attached to the wall via masonry screws. Got a lot of weight on there. Kind of worries me that I just have screws holding that to the wall, but it's held up so far. Next on the tour, my 30-inch Fay & Egan bandsaw. Got a 3-horse motor hanging off the back. It's got about 12-13 inches of resaw capacity, which is a little less than I need some days, but still a pretty powerful saw. I like it for the most part. It's my Powermatic TS80 shaper. It's a European machine built in the 80s. It's just got a Powermatic brand on it. I think it was originally imported by SAC Machinery or SAC Machinery. I don't know which one it would be. Got a lock miter cutter on there. Do a lot of box work, so that cutter stays on there most of the time when I'm not doing cope and stick door rails. SCMI power feeder on the shaper, another European guy. Above the shaper I have my wood rack. That's where I keep my miscellaneous offcuts. Try to throw away anything that's less than 1.5 feet, but there's a little bit of shorter figured stuff that I hold on to. And more wood storage, thermometer, hydrometer, second wood rack up here. It's a design I stole from a fine woodworking issue. Just an angle iron here bolted to a 4x4. There you go, it's a little better. Slightly cantilevered. Got some plywood down so the raw iron doesn't stain any of my wood where applicable. Next up, very important piece of shop equipment, I guess you could call it. It's my mini fridge where I keep the Guinness and the PBR and some soda pop for guests if they don't like beer. Next up is my Egan 24-inch joiner. Hell of a nice machine. Love this guy. Did a separate video on that if you guys want to see more about it. I have a couple corner cabinets I just finished up for a customer, waiting for them to pick those up. Collecting sawdust. Actually, I guess I could put another coat of finish on them while they're sitting here. Over here I have my workbench. Built this about 6 months ago. I'm not completely satisfied with my vise configuration. I wish I would have put a little more thought into it. It's a nice looking bench though. Very hefty. All hard maple, mostly hard maple, a little bit of sycamore and mahogany for accents. Here I've got some veneer laid out for a coffee table I'm working on. Haven't quite decided my favorite match for this. That looks pretty nice though. There's a drawing of the table. I'm really behind on this project. Customer's been expecting it for a while. Oh, there it is down on the floor in pieces still. It's going to feature all different types of maple. I've got burl, curly, bird's eye, Ambrosia. Might be a little muddled at the end, or it might look really cool. I haven't quite made up my mind. Here's my Delta Rockwell 18-inch planer. It's got a 5-horse single-phase motor on it. Go figure, I rebuilt this guy a couple years ago. And it's a little underpowered for my taste. I just sold a couple pieces of shop machinery here to open up a big spot on the floor. You'll see that big, huge, awesome open space here. I'm going to try to find a 24 or a 30-inch cabinet planer that'll take up that space nicely. Haven't found it yet, though, and for the meantime, this little guy will do the job. And here in the middle of my shop, I have my Oliver 260D table saw. It's a very nice machine. Really, really like this guy. It's got a sliding table and unusual feature. It's got two arbors that house two separate blades. Currently I have my rip blade above the table, but there's my crosscut blade. The two arbors rotate on a yoke around the center point here. Will effectively raise and lower the blade and position each blade either at the front or the rear of the table. There it goes. Kind of get an idea how that works. Not the biggest fan of the collar. The old lady helped me rebuild this one and said if she helped me she could pick out the shade of green we were going to use. I don't think that's very green, but she put up a good fight. Because it doesn't matter what color it is, it still cuts well. And that's the long and short of it. I'm a little cramped in here. One of these days I'll get a bigger shop, but for the meantime I can do really decent work with the setup I have. More space would always be nice, but until that day, well, thanks for following along.